everyone, my name is Ashezi and I'm representing GSP Forum at the PadUp Africa Menstruation Walk for 2025. Okay, we are GSP Forum. We're joining voices to break the silence about menstruation, supporting over 500 girls and ladies out there to remind them that their stain is their gain. So far, we've had the pad work like 3-4 times already, and right now we are having the dance fitness with Eco Fitness, and then after here we'll be giving out and sharing of dignity kits and sharing of gifts for competitions. And then this is to remind you again from GSP Forum that your period is normal and that's on period. Your stain is your gain. Do not forget that. And for now, Sambla. Hi, my name is Ashazi from GSP Forum.
My name is Dasola from MS Bond Foundation.
Okay, nice to meet you, Dasola. All right. So I want to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. A few questions to spark up conversation and also educate young girls out there, right? All right. So question number one, were you taught about periods before you started?
I would say I was taught and I wasn't taught. So why I said I was taught was that in school, of course, we've heard about it and all of that. But from people close to me, I didn't hear about it. So funny story, I started menstruating for like the first month and my mom didn't know. And when she found out, she was very surprised and she felt very hot. Like I was going through something like that and I couldn't tell her. And that was because I felt like I could not have the conversation with her. So I feel like there are also a lot of people that might be in that situation where they feel like they can't have that conversation. But it shouldn't be a difficult conversation to have because it's a natural thing and every female goes through it. So it's not something absurd or weird. It's a natural thing for everyone to go through.
Okay. All right. From your story so far, I'm made to understand that parents shy away from talking about periods with their children, and that's something that should be of a concern to this generation and the next generation to come. So what would you like to say about your experience with your mom? And when she found out, you said she felt odd and felt very bad that you could not communicate with her when you started your period. So what will you do differently with your children?
So basically, I believe that in this generation right now, we're doing better and we're trying to do better because if we don't unlearn what we've learned and relearn, we might find ourselves in that same circle. So I think the most important thing, first of all, is to unlearn and relearn. Learn the importance of this conversation. Learn how to have the conversation in a very simple way. It doesn't have to be an ambiguous or a big sit-down, call the whole family conversation. It's just like every other conversation you would have with everyone. And it makes the girls feel seen when you have the conversation with them at home because you want them to get the right information. If they don't get the right information from you, they'll get it from elsewhere. And it might not be the right information you want them to get that they get elsewhere. So it's important for us in our generation to do better, to be better parents, to parent differently, be friends with our kids, be friends with our younger siblings, people around us, and speak to them. Going through your period is not something to be ashamed of. It's not something shameful. It's your pride. It's something you should be excited about.
All right. Thank you so much, Dasola. I really appreciate it. It's good having this conversation with you. All right, and that's Dasola. And so far, what she has said is really touching. So, what I would say is, parents, we should learn to communicate with our children. Period is not a shameful thing, and why do we shy away of speaking about periods with our children? Let's do better, as Dasola would say. We should do better. We should be better parents to our children.
Hi, Asaji. My name is Ken.
Hello, Ken. Nice to meet you. All right, I want to ask you a few questions about menstruation and then to spark conversation and also educate young girls out there, educate parents and also the viewers. All right, so what do you think about menstruation, and then do you think educating your children or your cousins, your nieces about menstruation is only the woman's responsibility or both the parents?
So menstruation is our responsibility. community, as society. It's not a woman's thing, it's our thing. Menstruation is in so many ways healthcare, and healthcare in the sense of you have young people or women generally going through a phase in their every month where they have to expel, right? It's not something they should go through alone. It's something everyone should go through together, men, women around. I know that society, men generally have some resentment towards menstruation and how it is, which is not good. But these days, I think we are trying to create a lot of awareness and let people know that it's a man's business as well as a woman's business. And with the right level of support, I'm very, very sure that menstrual hygiene and menstrual awareness will be created across Nigeria.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This is what we've heard from Mr. Ken. What a woman can do, a man can even do it much more better. Much more better with the right information and right
I just want to
approach. Yeah, he wants to add a little. All right, let's hear from Mr. Ken.
That menstruation should be, if men pay attention a lot, menstruation starts with MEN, and it means that men should be at the front of championing every menstrual hygiene or menstrual awareness course that is in Nigeria. It's very important. Your name is in there, so you better be a part of it.
Menstruation, as he said, is a man's situation. Even menstruation, man's situation. So men should, I think, let's buckle up. Men should buckle up and fix whatever stereotyping that is happening. Yes. Yes. So this is from Mr. Ken. Thank you so much, and happy to see you. All right. So I'll be asking you a few questions, and also to create awareness for menstruations, and also spark conversation and educate young girls out there. My name is Oshezi. What's your name, please?
My name is Aunt Michelle Francis.
Michelle Francis. What's yours?
My name is Amune Oiza Margaret.
Okay. Nice to meet you both. All right. Question number one is, when did you start your period and how did you feel about it?
I think I was 13 and I was in just 2, and it was very horrifying because it was just my first time and I wasn't really educated about it at that time, so it was very scary for me. Even when I saw it, I even shouted and screamed. I got used to it at the end.
So before your first period, nobody mentioned menstruation to you, about healthcare and how to go about it?
Well, it was mentioned, but it wasn't really taught very well in school. But it was taught about, but I didn't really understand it very well at that time.
Okay. So you only heard about menstruation from your school, not from your parents or your siblings?
Well, I didn't really grow up with my mom, so I didn't really get to know it from her side. But I think I learned about it mostly in school.
Okay. So how did you feel about it without educating? We are getting any education or awareness about it. How did you feel when you started your period? How was the feeling for you?
Well, I feel like it was a life-changing experience for me, because when I told my mom, I was expecting her to be like horrified as well, but she was like, welcome to womanhood. And when I told my other aunties, they were like, wow, congratulations. I was so shocked. I was like, oh, let me see blood, and you're telling me congratulations.
So you're expecting some form of empathy and okay, and you didn't get that from them.
Yes, but they were congratulating me, they were even clapping, so it wasn't really a bad experience for me. It was actually something I learned from as a girl child. Yeah.
So how did you handle the hygiene without any education?
Well, I feel like I learned it. I think when I went to get a pad for the first time, I asked the clinic, the pharmacist, and she was the one that educated me about it. When I got home, and I think I researched on it and did some other things from school that I learned.
All right, thank you so much. All right, okay, back to you. All right, were you taught about menstruation before you started it, and by who?
Well, it was only NGOs that came to our school.
An NGO?
Yes.
Okay. So they educated you before you started your period or after?
Before I started my period.
Okay. So you had that information, you had that education and awareness before you started your period. Okay, so it wasn't like a surprise thing for you?
When we started, I was also surprised.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you shy?
Yes, I was shy.
So how did you handle it?
My mom took me and told me how to clean myself up, and she also gave me pads to use.
Okay, was it easy to go to your mom and talk to her about it, even without her being the first person to educate you about periods?
Yes.
Okay, alright, that's good. All right, so far we've heard from the two students. It's such a pity that parents don't talk about periods with their children, and children tend to learn these things outside where it's called home, and it's a shameful thing. I think we need to change this situation about menstruation. Menstruation is not a sin, it's not a stain, it's a gain, and it's normal. So there should not be shame to talk about it in our homes, with our children, our siblings, our nieces, our cousins, our friends. It should be something of so much pride to talk about, both with our parents, our brothers, men, please. It's a men's situation, so let's buckle up and talk about menstruation every day. It's normal, so please, it's not a stain. For now, Sambla.